Hey, how's everybody doing this morning? Seems like it's been such a long time since we last was together. But it's good to be in the house of the Lord one more time. Hey. Oh. How we sounding? I'm a little self-conscious right now. How we sounding? Do I sound robotic? Am I on my T-Pain-ish this morning? Or do you hear me loud and clear? That chick, yo. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I didn't even realize it was a competition with you. I didn't even realize that until this moment. First in the chat. You've been first in the chat so long. And there have been moments, honestly, there have been moments when I go to say good morning first, and as soon as I hit the enter button, it's like you pop up like, dang, she got me. So it's an honor and a privilege to I see what it takes now to be on your level. So thank you for the lesson. Thank you. I'm grateful. What up, Toronto? How you doing, sis? D-Rob, my guy, salute. What up, Monique? Y'all have a good weekend? What up, boo? Hey. Y'all had a good weekend? If you can hear me say amen. Oh, man. Thank you, Monique. Appreciate you. Tired, boss. Hey, look. I know that struggle. I saw I had a couple folk come by the house last week. One was doing some work for me. And when she saw me, she said, "Oh, you tired." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm very tired." And so we conducted a little bit, reviewed some things. And the moment we stopped, I collapsed. I literally collapsed on the couch and slept for like an hour or two. Then I saw another person on Saturday. It was like, bro, you need to go get some sleep, bro. So yesterday I had to do some early stuff, but I was able to get a little bit of rest. And I do feel better. Because I got some things on my mind, things on my heart. So for those of you who just might be passing through, welcome to Morning Motivation, a place where we build community, expand our thoughts, and get our day started on the right foot. I'm your host, Jamar, and I'm excited to have you pass through. And as you're passing through, go ahead and hit that like button. Let us know that you're here. Get into the comment section. Let us know your thoughts on topics, or just say hello. Say good morning, because this is Morning Motivation. What up, Kay? So I want to ask y'all a question as we get started today. And today I want to do more of conversational style. So if you got a few minutes for your boy, I'm going to need some honest thoughts and feedbacks and maybe even, a come to Jesus moment, or I like to call it a come to Jamon moment. Have you ever been at a crossroads? Have you ever been at a crossroads? When I was younger, much younger, I wasn't a little kid. I probably was maybe 14, 15. And there was this movie that came on TV back during the time when TV actually went off. And it was called, I think it was called The Crossroads. And there's a twofold meaning of the crossroads. One meaning is you go out and you go stand at this crossroads area. You got the 4 intersections and you can go anyway, or you get to this, you're down a 1-lane road and then it divides off. That could be considered a crossroads as well, but that's more of a fork. The crossroads is more of the cross form, where you got a path going north, south, east, and west. And you stand in the middle and you can go either way. Yeah, like Bone Thugs. Yeah, kind of like Bone Thugs. Their crossroads definition is a little different than what I'm familiar with or what I've learned about crossroads. But yeah, the crossroad was a little something different, and they gonna miss everybody. Same outcome though, I think. And so what will happen in this movie, and what I've come to figure out through just like what they would call supernatural lore, is that you go to the crossroads and you bury something very valuable to you. And then you wait. Sometimes there will be a little bar off in the distance. Sometimes, you could just stay in your car and you will get a visitor. Now, some of you already know what visitor might show up, but it was the hopes that you would get a certain visitor. Boom, 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 boom. And the crossroads was infamously known, especially in the Deep South, as a place where you made deals. You sold your soul to the devil for some kind of wish, something that you wanted more than anything, apparently more than your soul, something that you needed desperately. Most people, it was riches, it was money, it was fame, it was success. And you had a certain amount of time to live out this dream or this fantasy, and then your soul, the bill will be due, and you have to pay. And that's when they talk about the hellhounds, and the hellhounds will be unleashed. There's a show that I like called Supernatural, actually, and when that show first starts, it talks about you could be in a room full of people. That's definitely a Bone Thugs vibe. Yeah. You could be in a room full of people and then you hear, nobody else in the room hears it, but you hear it because you're the one who made the deal. And you know what time it is. The bill is due. And you running, trying to get away, you getting in your car. But, hellhounds, they're not visible, but you feel them. And when they come collecting, they come collecting. And so that's kind of a graphic and a little bit morbid thing, but that's one of the things that the crossroads was known for. Now, I know most of y'all hadn't been through that crossroad. At least I'm hoping most of you haven't been to that crossroad where you wanted something so bad that you're willing to sell yourself to get it, sell your soul for it. And we see crossroads, throughout all of our lives. We see crossroads in anything that matters to us. And your boy, I'm in a crossroad right now. I am in a crossroad right now. And no, I'm not out there with some valuable. I ain't got my first pet's jawbone or nah. Monique said, I only choose Jesus. Definitely not selling my soul. But you know, some people, man, when they look around, they don't see the good in the world. They don't see the good in the world, but they feel the presence of bad always. And so as much as they want to believe that there's a God who's looking out for them, that's out there righting wrongs, but all they feel is the presence of the one that's out there causing chaos. And so they said, look, man, you want this old raggedy soul of mine, you can have it. But give me this first, and then you got it. And that's generally how it goes down. So the crossroads represents warfare of some sort. The only reason a person would even go to the lengths of selling their soul is because they're in a dire strait. They are in positions in life that they don't see a way out. They feel hopeless. They feel like they don't have support. They don't have community. Nobody is rocking with them. And they have big goals and big dreams. And they're terrified. You see, that's why I be messing with you. And they are terrified because I be doing so many other things. They are absolutely terrified that life's gonna pass them by. Boom. So yeah, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. Morning motivation. Welcome everybody. Appreciate that, yo. I see. I do see, boo. I got a show producer right there. There we go. Monique said, "Don't sell your soul, bro." They need to watch The Shift and read the book of Job. Why is my screen so limited this morning? Hold on one second. There we go. All right. I'm tracking now. God goals are bigger. I like that. Yeah, I like that. I like that. And so, glad I didn't just turn it up. I'd have poured coffee all on myself. Y'all would have got y'all a good laugh this morning. And so the thing about a crossroads, it represents warfare, an unsettled thing that you have going on. Now, it doesn't always have to be, life, career stuff. It could be relationship stuff. Put a one in the chat if you've ever been through a bad relationship. You love the person, but it was just too toxic. You love the person. Y'all got time together. Y'all might even have a kid together, but it was just too toxic. And you had to get out. You got to make a tough decision. That is a crossroads as well. That's a crossroads as well. It's warfare. It's when you're stretched so thin that you have to make a decision. And the number one fear of most people is failure. I don't want to make the wrong decision. I don't want to make the wrong decision because if I go here, at least I know what's here. But if I go here, I don't know what's there. And so I got to step out on faith. I got to step out on hope, a wing and a prayer, as they say. What's the right thing to do? What's the right thing to do? You at this crossroad and life is challenging. You done already made so many mistakes. I don't want to restart again. So what do most people do? They stay in a bad situation. Ain't nobody got time for that. They stay in the bad situation. Because known hells, I'm going to say that again. Les Brown said this and it resonated with me. Known hells, HELLs, are more comfortable than unknown heavens. Known hells are more comfortable than unknown heavens. So that's why most people don't progress. They stay where they are. The fear of the failure, the fear of the rejection, which is why people get desperate and then they sell their soul because they can't afford to make them one more mistake. And so whatever I gotta do to get in this industry, if I gotta go to a Diddy party and sacrifice this virgin rectum, you boy wild today. I might have to do that because I want to make it so bad. I'm tired of being where I am. And I done missed so many opportunities. I don't know if another chance is coming. People really feel that way. Oh, man. Oh, no, not me. Not me. I mean, I'm in a crossroad, but it ain't that deep. I'm just saying in general. This is why people make some of the decisions that they make. Sometimes you got to tell Diddy no. Oh, Toronto Riggins says, I believe that once you stop battling within yourself, you can take a step back and really hear what God say about what is up with my screen today? Say about our destiny and warfare will cease. What is really happening with my screen today, y'all? It has definitely got its own mind. It'll let me go one way, but not the other. But anyway, so half the comments are getting cut off. So I'm struggling trying to, there we go. I'm struggling trying to keep it in there. And so since Toronto done hit the nail on the head this morning, I'm gonna get into my crossroads here in a moment. But since you hit it on the head, I wanna go a little deeper with it. Primarily because I know I'm not the only one that's struggling with choices and decisions. We talk about crossroads being a warfare. We talk about it being warfare. We talk about our destinies. We talk about what God has for us. And the fight within ourselves. What is actually causing the fight? Can anybody tell me what is actually causing that fight within ourselves? What's causing the fight within you? When you go into your crossroads season or your crossroads moment, what's that fight within yourself? What's that fight within yourself? What do you normally do? because I have some very inappropriate stories that's not quite morning motivation worthy. But I've seen some really strange things go on and happen. Bobby says fear. Fear, yeah. Some people get bitter after a while. Some people lash out at other people. Some people retreat within themselves. Some people, and Monique says, making sure I make the right decision. And that's the crux of the whole thing. The right decision isn't always that clear. And so it's a process. And so it takes much longer than it needs to. Because when you're stuck between two opinions, two thoughts, two realities, two lifestyles, two choices, belief and faith, those cousins, belief and faith are critical components of making the appropriate choice. That's it. Toronto says, fear and not knowing what the outcome will be. Fear and not knowing what the outcome will be. And so now this is why you have men out here doing the wildest things, getting into relationships, becoming abusive. Fear of the unknown. This is why you have ladies out there, actually both, men and women, out here robbing other people. Women that just don't always use a gun. But it's still a scam. It's still a robbery. It's too hard to go. If I fail, people gonna laugh at me. I don't know how it's gonna work out, so I better stay where I am. I better stay planted where I am. But it's not until you make the choice, you make the decision, you take that leap of faith that you begin to see the stairwell. I think it was Dr. King who said, even if you can't see the path, just take the next step. Something close to that. Even if you can't see the staircase, just take the next step or something weird. That's what faith is. Faith is stepping into the unknown. But in order to have faith appropriately, there must be a firm belief. A firm belief. A belief that you're capable, you're competent, because if you have no skill, you have no ability, you have no experience, and you want to go do a very certain thing, I don't care how much belief you got in yourself. It's probably not going to be the most successful. You're not going to do quality work because you have no experience. You don't even know what it takes to do this thing. My wife always frustrates me because I'll spend an hour trying to design something, trying to put some graphic together, whether it's a logo or whatever. It's not what I do. I don't have a lot of experience in it, but I know how to do it. And so I'll do it, and I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, man, that looked pretty good. And then she'll come look at it and she'll say, oh, what's that for? What are you gonna do with that? Oh, this is gonna be the new logo for, okay. And in her mind, in my mind, I'm hearing her say, that shit sucks. Why you just ask me to do it? And then because she loves me and because she ain't trying to hurt my feelings, she said, you mind if I take a shot at it? I'm like, if you think you can do better, I'm Jamal. I do this. Everything that I do is like, it's like butter, baby. But if you think you can outshine your boy, you go ahead. She come back 10 minutes later. I've been working on this thing for 6 hours. She come back 10 minutes later with something 30 times better than I could even thought of. because it's what she does. It's what she does. So if somebody come with a big project and it might be a dollar sign or a price tag attached to it, that's crazy. And the scale of the project might be intimidating. But the belief in herself to get it done, oh, she got that locked because she's done it so many times. She has the experience. There's no campaign that's probably too big. Now maybe she might have to hire some people to help her out. It's just missing the Bible. No, it needs to be thrown in the trash, yo. Bobby Tut just melted all of my stuff. It just melted it. You can't even put it in the same category. I remember the first time she saw my first website when we first started working together, because we didn't start dating for a few years after we first met. But she saw my website, and I was like, yeah, I got my own website. And she said she looked at it. She was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're working with. Okay. It'll work. Oh, man. It wasn't oh, this is pretty good. This is nice. She said, it'll work. It's a web page and people can find you. Oh, man. I have to say, I have faith to believe, Monique says, that God will direct my path because that's what he promised. I don't always see it, but I definitely believe God's plan. What are you doing privately to perfect your gift? Yeah. Said, don't be too proud to ask for help. I like it. I like it. And so that is kind of why or where we are, where I am today. Because you know how we sit down and we think about, you know, the skills that we have, the passions that we have. I speak the truth only. Yeah, my baby ain't being on shooting me no lies. If it sucks, she might not outright say it sucks, but if you speak sassy black woman, you know exactly what that means. Oh man. If you speak black woman in general, you know the look. You know I see your little webpage. Oh, it's a webpage. Okay, people, you got a web address, people can find you. Okay. But I appreciate that though. It's nothing like having somebody in your corner that's gonna tell you the truth. Nothing like it. Now, if you're not ready to hear the truth, that might be problematic. But me, nah. I appreciate the truth. I love knowing, even if it hurt my feelings sometimes, I love knowing. Because the one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to walk around ignorant of who I am or what my perception is. And have you ever seen yourself on video, like from years ago, and you thought you had this image of yourself in your head and you thought you was like this person or that person, or you projected that, but when you saw yourself, you were just, you were taken aback. Yeah, I don't want to do that with my life. And so I'm always excited when I meet truth tellers, people who don't mind telling me the truth. But anyway, I'm digressing just a little bit. So warfare in this crossroads, it's generally a warfare of 3 phases: the spirit, the body, and particularly sometimes, mind, body, spirit. Mind, body, spirit. Those 3 phases: mind, body, and spirit. Some of us are in a crossroads in our weight, in our health, where the doctor done told you, one more M&M, and I'm putting you on diabetes medicine. If you don't get these numbers down, you're going to go on this medication. And it's a crossroads because now we got to change our lifestyle. We got to change eating habits. We got to change how we fellowship around people. Doing this I've heard in another group that I'm in, people talk about they didn't realize how much food was a part of their life and their culture is eating out and celebrating with family and friends over, basically really not healthy foods and drinks and you do that a couple times a month, couple times a week. That's a discipline. That's a habit. That's where weight gain comes from. That's where the high blood pressures and the diabetes come from. Kay said, I miss peanut M&Ms. Shout out to Kay, man. Shout out to Kay. I know, sis, but trust me. Trust me. See, I'm in maintenance right now. Oh, man, when I tell you, all things in moderation. I ain't gonna need to say it no more, but I'm gonna just say all things in moderation. It's worth the wait. Y'all, the Girl Scouts came to my door Sunday. How many boxes did you buy? Were you held hostage? Were you held at a cookie point? And they made you buy like 10 boxes? Or were you strong that you slammed the door? Like they was selling some on a Saturday morning. So Bobby's going to make sure you are right because you represent her and she represents you. So it has to be the spirit of excellence. Yeah. Shout out Monique said, I bought 3. Held up at cookie point. They get you every time, man. They get you every time. D-Rob said, definitely just had the Hershey with almond yesterday. Man, but it's a crossroads though, right? It's a crossroads. As we get older, we have to come to terms with we're not the person that we were in our 20s. When you hit 40, you're not the person that you were when you hit 20. Yes, 4 boxes. I'm glad we haven't received them yet. Yeah, I be going to the store and I see that little table sit up. I keep on driving. I don't even go to the store. I don't even go to the store. But it's a crossroads. There's between two opinions. And that's where we all fall sometimes. And so I want to be really transparent with you guys this morning about my crossroads. Where I am right now. I've been talking about how thinly stretched I've been lately. And it's totally a work-life balance thing. It is totally a work-life balance thing. I had a perfect setup a few years ago. Actually, yeah, a few years ago. I was doing my family resource stuff, the parenting stuff, the coaching. And I was primarily I was a freelance videographer. So I'm traveling around and creating content, editing, and then once a week, twice a week, I will go and do the parenting work. And not even like 4 days. It's, half day here, class on this time. And that was a good little fit. That was a good vibe for me. It was a good vibe for me. Money was good. Had some time freedom. If I didn't feel like doing a job, I want to take a week or 2 off, I could take it off. I could always recoup it later. I mean, it was a good thing. But then I knew I needed a little bit more. Well, actually, I didn't. I didn't even think about it until a friend of mine, my mentor actually, she called me and told me she was looking for a full-time production specialist. And she asked me if I was interested, and I said, no, I'm not interested at this point. She said, well, do your network, see if anybody's looking for some stable work. Roger that. So I asked around. A few people they were like, yeah, the freelancing space is good. Now, the freelance space, it's hit or miss. You might have a run where you go 2-3 years where you can't turn down enough work. And then there's a year or two here and there that if you get 3 jobs a month, you did good. And most times it's 3 a week. But they go through some droughts. And you never know when that drought period is going to be. But I was in the middle of it wasn't a drought period. It was a good time. And so we parted. We got off the phone with each other. A few months go by. And then I hear that she's had some health challenges, and that was concerning, very concerning health challenges. And then she called me again out of the blue, and she was asking, to kind of put that message out again. And at that point, I was thinking about, the loyalty that I have for this person, and how when I was just out there floundering, they looked out for me. They reached down and they picked me up and taught me everything that I know. And so I said, okay, let's talk numbers. Let's see how we can make it work. And we came to an agreement, and it worked out. It worked out. Now I make a little less, but we done bought a house and stuff. We ain't missing a whole lot over here, but I don't have the freedom that I had. And I'm in this space now where I want to do something different with the parenting space. And I don't really want to be a full-time video professional much longer. So I'm in this crossroads in my life where the two things that I'm doing, I want to do, but not in the way that I'm doing it. So it's going to require me now to disengage from some other things to put max energy into it. We talked about mastery, those 10,000 hours. Well, I have my 10,000 hours in the video space. I have my 10,000 hours in the speaking space. But I don't have my 10,000 hours in being a freelancer and being a business owner. They're similar. But having a business that runs without you, I've never done that. I've always had my own jobs. I've always employed myself. But for where I'm trying to go, I want to go to a next level where the business runs whether I'm there or not. However, the business, I am the product of this. The speaking part, I'm the product. I'm the service. The other one is going to be more automated. But the two things that I do, my goals, honestly, I have 2 major goals left that I really want to accomplish before I leave this earth. One is I'm creating a company, and I want to be the number 1 company in the world as far as for men, as far as family success and family success. Let me say that one more time. The number 1 resource for men, for manhood, man issues, and family success. I know I tripped on that. But I also want to be a highly paid and highly sought out public speaker. I want to be put in the same words with the Les Brown. I want my name to be that way as a speaker because I know I have that gift. I know I have that gift. Monique said, bro, you better do what you have to do. We still love you and support you. And so that's why I'm at this crossroads, because I'm going to have to make some very tough decisions. And I've gotten comfortable, y'all. I've gotten comfortable in my life the way that it is. But the one thing I'm learning, well, I've always known for at least for some time now, is that nothing stays the same. change is always coming. Change is always inevitable. And it's going to happen to all of us. The only question is do you want to be in front of the change? Do you want to try to ride the waves with the change? Or what? I think that's what it really comes down to. And so I'm in a space now where the two companies that I have is a speaking company, Jamon Glover Speaks, and Father Figure Institute. Those are the two companies that I really want to start putting a lot of time and energy into. Because I know that tomorrow isn't promised. I know that there are no guarantees. But what I do know is if I don't try, I'm gonna live one of the biggest pains ever. The pain of regret. The pain of regret. They say in life you got either the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Choose discipline. Discipline, it just creates you into a better person, a better thing, a more efficient, whatever. Regret, it's a weight. And there's nothing you can do about it. Once it go around your neck, ain't a lot you can do about it. Okay, so it prepares my, do you know who my brother is attitude? Oh man, I love it. I love it. And so that's where I am now. I pulled my whiteboard back out since the move, and I'm putting stuff down there. And I'm creating a blueprint. I'm creating a roadmap. And so I would like some feedback, some validation, if you will, in the morning motivation space. I mean, y'all come back faithfully every single day. If I'm here, y'all here meet me. Yo, we competing every morning. Who gonna have the most emojis? Oh man, y'all be competing for first place. I love it. So I know there's something. I know it's something about this show that keeps you coming back. So I want to know from each of you, why do you keep coming back? What about this show appeals to you that'll make you get up or be on here at 7 a.m. in the morning? I'm asking for a friend. And almost testimonial. This is kind of what I'm, but it's for my personal testimonial. I want to know. I want to know what pieces actually work, was attractive, was not attractive. I want to know why you come back. Why you come back. Because apparently the show does mean something to you. So I'm just curious. As I go into these next few endeavors. But it's time. It's time to go out and realize my personal full potential. Because for years, man, and I think it's not just, most of us, we give our best energy, we give our best efforts to companies, organizations, other people, groups. And we're happy to do it most times. But we don't always get sometimes when you plant your seed, if the ground isn't fertile enough, you don't get the harvest in farming. But in life, sometimes where you sow your seeds, the harvest is the reward comes from somewhere else. The harvest comes from another place. And if you're not always moving and always figuring out and fine-tuning and improving, sometimes you miss your blessing because you were afraid to move. Toronto Regan says it's a safe space, but most of all, it's family away from family. We need this. Oh, I need an all sound effect. I don't have an all sound effect. Let me see. What's close? What's close to an all sound effect? Nope, I ain't got nothing close to an all sound effect. Other than I got that ugly cry. Y'all want to hear the ugly cry again? Kay said, "This is a safe space to learn, be honest and vulnerable, and there's a great sense of community and accountability." Wow. Okay. Monique says, "You come back because I see people like me who don't mind sharing and can definitely relate to the things that I have gone through. And most of all, it's a great support system. Definitely positive." Cool. Um, D Rob says, "I don't hang with a lot of people in my daily walk, and I'm addicted to the positive morning routine I've developed. Wake up, pray, hop on the stream." That's a good routine, my guy. That chick, yo. This is a judgment free space that gives you the tools that you need for every area of life. I love it. Monique says, "Oh, and fun. Everyone have different backgrounds but are relatable. Not too many people getting on the stream at 5:45. Bruh, you right about that. When I realized you was in Texas, I was like, oh man. D Rob is committed to the cause. Wow, that is very heartwarming. I appreciate the sentiments. And so I can't do it. I can't let my tears stream from my face, but I let my guy cry for me. This is if I was crying right now, this is what it would sound like. That's what it would sound like. D Rap said, "Y'all basically my really good friends, physically, kinda." Oh man, wow. I don't know what I was expecting, but y'all like super superseded what I was expecting. I appreciate that. Wow, that means a lot. That really means a lot. Because honestly, when I decided to let's try this morning motivation thing, I had no idea how it would evolve or what it would grow into. And I'm not, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I want to end morning motivation. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Thanks for just being yourself. Appreciate you, yo. D Rob said, "Until I see y'all in person, then it really locked in." And so yeah, I definitely want to do that. And I think D Rob the only one that's gonna have to travel. Everybody else is closer. I guess the main group anyway. Everybody else is pretty close. So we're gonna definitely have to do a meeting group here, meet and greet, a meet and greet here pretty soon. But I want to expand though, which means it's probably not gonna be 5 days a week again because my most fertile mental time is first thing in the morning, and I need to get up and I need to get some work done before and getting up at 2, 3, it just doesn't work for me because I can't lay down. I'm a night owl and a morning person. It's almost impossible for me to get into bed before 11. Because if I get into bed at 10, I'll still be looking at the walls or my phone till 11. It's just something about 11 that my body says, okay, let's go. and sometimes it's 11:30, 12. But so if I got up at 2, I'd be exhausted. So like 4:45, 4:30 is the earliest I can get up, and so I need dedicated time. So I'm gonna have to start maybe doing a few NC morning motivation meetup. I like it. I like it. When they says, but if you have to, we understand for a short period of time. And that's what I'm saying. I don't really know, but I don't want to. I haven't been flaky with you guys too much. I'm not really a flaky person. If I say I'm gonna do something, I generally do it, regardless of whatever's coming up. I generally do it. But I know there's a transition that I need to make, and I'm definitely we still gonna go a couple days a week, maybe twice a week. I'm not 100% sure of the days and the timing yet, but I do know I'm gonna have to take some focused time to really get my ducks in a row so I can go to that next level. So I can get myself to where I know I'm supposed to be. Bobby says, I get on to support my baby because he has a gift for relating to people and speaking to their heart. And I can come back. And I can come back to be a part of this wonderful family community we have developed. Outstanding. Toronto Reagan says, I don't know anyone that have the best storytelling time. And Bobby giving you the eyes and you making different voices. Yeah, when I start doing a lot of voices, I'm really I'm really in my zone. Bruh. D Rob said no barbecue though. Ain't nobody got time for that. I'll have anything else. First off, sir, I know they say everything's bigger in Texas, but North Carolina has probably the best barbecue on the planet. I'm just saying. I've been in Germany, walking down a random street, see a barbecue restaurant in Germany. Didn't expect to see one in Germany. But then I go inside and I'm eating the barbecue and it's North Carolina style barbecue. The vinegar-based joint. And so I called the waitress over. I said, excuse me. I said, I didn't know Germany was famous for barbecue. She said, oh, we're not. She was like, the owner of the store is from North Carolina. So I'm in Germany. One barbecue place in this whole city, and it's owned by somebody in North Carolina, and the line was out the door. It was packed. Food was amazing. Now, what I will say about Texas, though, the brisket that I had the last time I was in Texas was probably the best brisket I've ever had. And I've never had smoked catfish before. So there are some things that Texas, hey, y'all might, got a little something to stand on there. But barbecue, I can't just give it to you in a barbecue. We might have to do a barbecue, challenge or something. I don't know. So go to an old school backyard cookout and try. Right. Tell them about it, yo. Tell them about it. But nah, seriously though. Appreciate the love. I appreciate the comments. Because I'm always curious, man. When you do stuff, you wonder, do people really, especially publicly, you wonder if people really feel what you're saying. And I know you do because you keep coming back. You keep coming back. And I'm so grateful. But just hearing what you guys really think and what you really feel about the show That's outstanding. That is outstanding. And so I want to really focus on giving quality content, quality time. But my mind has just been in so many different places lately. Personally, my standard has kind of dropped. My standard, my not my standard, my expectation. I haven't been meeting my own expectations as of late, and it's because I have just so many things going on. I'm, yeah, the whole move. My mom, my grandbaby's still here. She's not leaving, for another couple days. Work challenges in both areas. So I went from having one job and just being a freelancer to having two jobs. And it got really tight for a while there. And so, yeah, I know where I want to be. I want to be a great speaker one day. That's mentioned in those same breaths with the Tony Robbins, the Les Browns, the Eric Thomases, those people in the world, Zig Ziglars, Brian Tracy. I want to be in the same vein as those guys. But I do want to have the number one company resource for fatherhood success, and family success in the world. Because being a father is all I've loved being a father. It's not easy. I know and as a father, you got to be the bad guy sometimes, a lot of times. And a lot of guys get caught up in that. They don't know what they're supposed to do. They don't know what role they're supposed to take. The world is telling men now that we're not needed, we're not valued, we're not wanted or appreciated. And that masculine energy is not a good thing. Couldn't be further from the truth. Because a man that operates in his masculine, he knows how to protect. And I don't mean physical protection. I'm talking about emotional protection. Because a child can grow up in a house with a mother and a father, and that child will have some amazing outcomes. If the mother is happy. So part of a man's job is not just to provide a home, not just to provide stability and security, but it's also to provide emotional support. Because if mama ain't happy, them babies ain't gonna be happy. So just being there isn't enough. And so many guys, old school guys, thought if I'm there, then that's good enough. I'll be the disciplinarian because that's how I was raised. That's what I thought for so many years. Then a lot of guys are like, man, I don't even got to be there. I can't deal with the mom no more, so I'm out. But there's nobody holding them accountable because we already hearing the messages that these guys aren't really doing well, or these guys, aren't needed. So, but I don't know how long it's going to take me to get my goals to where they are. But I know if I don't start like today, it'll get easier not to do it tomorrow. So, but that's the crossroads that I'm at. And so if you're trying to get through a crossroads, that's the whole reason we've been doing this show for so long. Get into a space where we have the confidence and the belief in ourselves. Because you could believe in God all day. I believe God gonna do some amazing things, but God ain't gonna come do the work for me. I still have to have a certain amount of self-belief, competence, and faith. Faith. And I'd be hypocritical if I had a show about personal development and I wasn't developing personally. I just sat there and I just stayed at the place I was comfortable. No, it's time to go to the next level, y'all. It is time to be about that action, not just talking about that action, but actually going out there, living the life, being a living example of what personal development is good for, because everybody needs it. Everybody needs it, because none of us are perfect. We all have our struggles. And I'm just being honest about mine. And I would appreciate you if you guys stayed on this journey with me, because some of y'all I'm going to need at some point in time. I'm going to just be honest with you. If you can be this dedicated and this faithful to showing up for the last 5.5 months, week in, week out, for an hour, an early hour, I can work with y'all too. Seriously. It's hard to find consistent people. It's hard to find consistency. Great response, Monique. Yes, Steve. You have grown and you have come alive. No longer afraid to ask questions and get feedback. Yep. But this is why we build community. We're expanding our thoughts. We're standing on business. We're standing on the real business. We're standing on life. We're standing on our hopes and our dreams and our goals and our beliefs. We're about progress. We're about going on and seeing what the end gonna be. Amen, church. We are Morning Motivation, where we come to become the best version of ourselves, to build strong communities and lifelong friendships. So I thank you guys for being faithful, for showing up, for the encouraging words, for the thoughts, the actions, and the love. I really do appreciate it, and it means the world to me to know that you care, to see that there's been growth, that there's been change, that there's been results. So we have the private Facebook group, and so I'm probably going to start communicating there a little bit more. Maybe do some Facebook group lives, but we're still going to be here on YouTube. I'm shooting for at least twice a week. I'm thinking Friday might be the day. Actually, honestly, I'm thinking maybe Wednesday and Friday. I'm thinking maybe Wednesday and Friday, but we'll see. I'll confirm it on the Facebook group. And today is Tuesday, so we're probably gonna get another one in this week, but it might not be, maybe Thursday, it may not be tomorrow. I don't know. I'll let you know. You already know. Sign of maturity. I appreciate you. Yes, yes, yes. I love it. All right. Well, thank you for being on this journey, and thank you for the support as we continue. I can't wait to do my first major keynote somewhere, and I got all y'all sitting in the front row. Oh man, I can't wait for those days to talk about my family and morning motivation. But we're gonna make it a real thing, y'all. The morning motivation is gonna be a thing, a real thing, a big thing. It's gonna be a go-to spot for people who needs healing, who needs help, who need just a little encouragement to get over that hump. Well, as my guy Health Talk would say, man, y'all have a great day no matter what. This is your boy Jamon. I will see you another time, another station, and a little later this week. Y'all be blessed. Peace.